This is the Corner Cutter Podcast, a consistent weekly show all about speed cubing, and you're listening to episode 48. Hey, welcome to the Corner Cutter Podcast. Podcasting since 2014, I'm your host Josh, and this is the most consistent cubing podcast dedicated to entertain and educate you with in-depth conversations with cubers from all across the sport. My website is thecornercutterpodcast.com, and thank you so much for joining me today. If you're not subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you're on an iOS device, subscribe in Apple Podcasts. And if you're on Android, make sure to check out the new podcast app, Google Podcasts. You can go to thecornercutterpodcast.com/listen to find all the links there. I mentioned a few weeks ago that I wasn't sure if I was in Google Podcasts, but it turns out I am. I'm pretty sure it's because I was in Google Play Music podcasts. So I'm happy about that. If you're on Android, I definitely recommend subscribing there. I'm really glad to see Google taking a big leap into the podcasting space for real this time. Google Play Music wasn't really the best, and it looks like it won't last too much longer. And Google Podcasts is pretty much a native app, so you don't have to install it. So it will open up if you click on a Google Podcast link, but you still need to install it. Anyway, that's enough talk about podcast tech, which I'm really into. I'll talk more about that later. So what's coming up on today's episode? I have competition results, which I mentioned last week. Last week's interview was amazing with DG Cubes. I definitely recommend you check it out. Or thanks for listening if you already did last week. Then I have some shoutouts, updates, and some records, releases, and ratings in cubing news. So I think that's it for today. I'm really excited. Let's jump right into it. So, competition results. This was Blue Cubed 2018. It was the 6th competition in Maine, and there will be another Maine competition coming up this November, so that's great for the Maine community. I think I went a little too in-depth last time I talked about a competition I went to, so I'll just brush over the highlights. Second round of 3x3, I got a 13.54 average, which broke my previous PR. So PRs are personal records in competition. PBs are at home. I'm going to start referring to that. Another cubing podcast that recently started up called Layer by Layer, they were talking about this recently, and I definitely think best competition results should be called PRs. So I got my 3x3 average PR by about 0.3, which was nice. I got a counting 12, a 13, and a 14. That was cool. 2x2, I didn't do that well, except in the final round, I got a 2.52 single. And it turned out to be on one of my favorite CLLs. I just like the feeling of it. It's the one where you do R prime U L U prime R U L prime, something like that. It's really short and easy to do, so I was able to get a nice single. 4x4. I used my new Wuchwei Mini M. I love it. I got a 48.70 single. That was great. I'll have the video of that in the show notes to this episode, thecornercutterpodcast.com/show notes. And I got a 55 average. and that is PB as well. For one-handed, I got a PB. Oh, I got a PR. I gotta get used to saying that, of 32.85, and a single in the second round or final round of 24.26, and that was full step. So I was excited about that. Pyraminx, first round, I did amazing. I got a 130 single, which blows my home PB, or PB. So I did really well in Pyraminx, and I got a 147 average, and I averaged like just sub 2 at home. So that was cool. I'll save Pyraminx until last. So square one, I got a 29 single and a 34 average, which was awesome. I averaged like sub 45 at home, and sub 30 singles aren't that common, so that was nice. And then Pyraminx. So first round, I was second event in the morning. I was on staff, and I was supposed to scramble for Pyraminx, but I really wanted to warm up, so someone covered for me. I was thankful for that. I ended up getting a 5.08 average, which wasn't good. The other fast people there messed up too, though, so I still got first place. Best single there was 3.29, and I had a counting 5, which wasn't good. Something funny that happened, I guess it's not that funny. My final solve, the timer went to all 8s, so I got an extra attempt. I used a different timer, and it went to all 8s again. So I used my second extra scramble, and finally I was able to get a 4.68. So that kind of messed me up a little bit. I think I would have gotten a high 3 if it had not reset the second time. It ended up being okay. So then final round, this was probably I've been the most nervous for this round any time at any competition. I don't know if I was shaking, but I just wanted it to be over because I really wanted to win and not mess up. So I was just really nervous. Didn't really want to talk to anybody or see what was going on because I didn't want other people's solves to affect me. It was top 6, so it was easy to see what was going on. I started off with a 3.7. Then second solve, I got a DNF. The middle slice was turned, which wasn't nice. It would have been a good solve, except I had trouble with the tips. So then I followed that up with a 4.76. So I was like, okay, I better get some good solves. Then I got a 2.46 single, which I was super happy about. That is the main state record now. It was previously 2.69. So got really excited about that, and then I followed that up with a 2.8 single. So a counting 2 was super nice, and I ended up with a 3.75 average, which was fast enough to win. That was really fun and memorable. I will have the video of that average in the show notes, thecornercutterpodcast.com. I also did some audio vlogs, or vlogcasts, as DG called it last week, so I will play those now. Okay, we're on our way to Blue Cube 2018. We should arrive there around 8 a.m., but competition doesn't start until 8:40, and that's just the competitor tutorial. 2x2 starts at 9 o'clock. Okay, it's after lunch. I didn't get to record as much as I would have liked, but starting off the morning 2x2, I got a high 4 average Pyraminx. I'm first place right now. There's 2 rounds. I got a 5.08 average, so that wasn't good. Then 3x3 I got a 15 average. 4x4 I got a 54 and a 48 single, which was awesome. So had lunch. I'm staff, so got free lunch, which was nice. And we're going, square one's going on right now. I'm about to go up. Okay, I'm here with Roger. He was featured on episode 18 or 19 of the Corner Cutter podcast. Roger, I'm not sure which one. So why don't you tell us about 3x3 round 1?
I got a 7.77 average with a 644 single.
Wow, nice job.
Thank you.
So what place in the world is that?
I think it's around 80th something, the average. The single's probably not even top 100.
Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, that was really nice. What did you have to do on the last solve?
I didn't have to do a lot. It was pretty lucky. A 3-move X cross, I saw my first 2 pairs. Then OLL, then G-perm was about it. So.
Okay. Yeah, and the last solve was his 6. Okay, thank you, Roger.
No problem.
Okay, I'm here with Sam Schultz, delegate of Blue Cubed 2018. Sam, how has everything been going so far?
Yeah, so this competition has been a huge success so far. We've been running ahead of schedule for most of the day. Really having a competition in Maine in of itself is a success because the community is certainly doesn't have as many competitions as they would like in general, I think. So the day has been really successful, getting some new events to the area, and people have been getting some good times. So it's been definitely successful so far.
Oh, great. Yeah, I've been having some fun as well. Why do you think it didn't fill up all the way?
I think the main thing that I can attribute for that is not giving it enough time for registration to occur between when the competition was announced and when the competition was scheduled for. So we had about a month between registration opening and when the competition was happening. And frankly, especially for a region where people may not be as privy to checking the WCA website all the time for competitions, I think that probably giving it another month or 2 would have been ideal, but just getting it announced, it took us a while, so it was what it was.
Okay, well, smaller competitions are nice. It's a lot quieter, and it's like nothing big has happened, or nothing bad has happened. Like, is this a huge change for you from doing New York comps?
Yeah, I guess... So for the listeners who don't know, I'm normally based in New York City area, so I do most of my delegations around there. And I can say that, the Maine community is really unique, even from the rest of New England, in my opinion, in that it's definitely slightly less developed, just due to them having far fewer competitions per year. But the Maine community is wonderful. I love to delegate here when I have the chance. Everyone is super engaged with helping out the competition and keeping things running, and it's just haven't had any difficulties finding people to fill open judging stations and all that. So it's a really unique community, and yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you for coming to Maine, and thank you for coming on the podcast.
Oh no, thanks for listening, and I hope y'all have a good one. Thank you.
We just finished up 3x3 round 2. I got a 13.54 average, which is comp PB, so that's awesome. 2 12s, a 13, and 2 14s. We're doing OH next, and I'm scrambling right now. Okay, I'm here with Chandler. He's one of the organizers for the Blue Cube 2018. How do you think it went?
I think it went quite well. There's only positive remarks from people. It went smoothly. There was lots of good results going on. People were having fun, so...
Anything about organizing that you didn't expect?
A lot of it was I had heard about from people, especially you, because you gave us a lot of help. There wasn't anything too unexpected until there was a few things with the delegate that, with us paying him for the hotel room, that was the only thing that didn't go smoothly, because that wasn't really that was our fault, because we accidentally screwed something up, but that was it.
Okay, great. Thank you for organizing.
You're welcome.
So overall, super fun comp, and I'm so glad I was able to go. Let's mix it up a little bit, and it's time for some shout-outs. I got 2 reviews in Apple Podcasts. Thanks, guys. Christian said, amazing. The best podcast to listen to while cubing. It's good for cubing. And I got my second international review. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but it's AADI1006. And they are from Germany, so that's really cool. He said, I listened to this on the way to school. And the title of his review was a smiley face. I like that. I like smiley faces. I appreciate you guys leaving me the reviews. The ratings on Apple Podcasts now are up to 14, I think. So it's always helpful if you just head over there and just rate it. And leaving a short review like that is perfect as well. Also, I've been getting a few nice comments on YouTube. People commented on the videos, in quotes. It's the podcasts that I publish on there. But you guys have been saying some nice things, so thank you. If you're listening on YouTube right now, why don't you comment down below? And use the hashtag shoutout, and I'll give you a shout out in the next show if you do that. Now for some TCCP updates. I was on Podcasters Roundtable. It's where a bunch of the top podcasters get together, and they bring on other podcasters to talk all about new things in podcasting. The 2 stories I brought to the roundtable is podcasting market oversaturated, and what buttons should you have on your website? So if you want to listen to that, go over to thecornercutterpodcast.com, and I'll have a link in the show notes to this episode. In the beginning, though, we did talk about cubing a little bit. They were really interested in the sport of cubing, so that was cool. The second update I kind of already talked about but the Corner Cutter Podcast is in Google Podcasts and also on Spotify now. So if you use those platforms, make sure to subscribe there. And final thing, I have a new theme for the website now. Looks pretty good. I still have some minor updates to do, so I'll begin those done in the next day or so. But you can go check it out, thecornercutterpodcast.com, and check out all the stuff I have on there. Okay, cubing news, records, releases, and ratings. The Square One average was recently broken. It is now 7.14. Max Park got the 5x5 average, 42.36. Wow. He keeps knocking down 5x5 just by a little bit. So we should be seeing sub 40 soon. I would say by the end of this year, he'll have... I'm going to say end of this year, he'll have a sub 40 average. 6x6 single and mean, his times were 1:15, 1:13, and 1:21. So the mean was 1:17. And that 1:13 single was cool. Wow, he's blowing ahead of everybody. Looking at his other results for this competition, for 7x7, he had a 203 mean and a 202 mean, so pretty consistent. He got the continental, and he also got the continental record for 3x3, 4.65. But this was just taken away by Tanzer from the US. He got a 4.64 single, which was cool. So he has the NAR or Continental record. I don't know exactly how that works. I think he has both, but Cube Comps is a little funny on that. I'll have the link to that video as well. Seung Hook Nam is getting super fast at 5x5. He got a 45.77 average. So he's catching up to Felix and Max. So that was pretty interesting when I saw that. And that average was the ASR. Quite a few new releases. The Sheng Xiao released an 8x8 Pyraminx. Wow. That looks pretty hard. It's $200. Li Fun Mini Pyraminx keychain. This looks interesting. It's a mini fully functional Pyraminx with a removable keychain. I wonder how big it is compared to a regular Pyraminx. This might be fun to get just to carry around because I would love having a Pyraminx to carry around like a mini 3x3. It doesn't look like the highest quality though. MFJS has a cube container. Kind of cool, but doesn't look like it could hold that much useful stuff. Mofeng Xiaoxi released 8x8. It's $29 right now it's $30 right now on the Cubicle. Speed Cube Shop has it as well. Mofeng Xiaoxi is branching out into larger puzzles, so they will have a 9x9, and they might have bigger cubes as well. The Cubicle is now carrying the Jiku Cube, and that is the cube that you can learn how to solve on your iPhone. This is the cheap Chinese version, though. There is a good one coming out called the Go Cube, and that will be released early next year or maybe summer of next year, so it's still a while. This cube is cool, but I've heard the quality is not that good. The Yushin Haze 7x7 and 7x7M are on pre-order. This is cool, and I've heard it's going to be the best 7x7 hands down. All the top 7x7 people are using it right now. Qi has the Qi Zeng 5x5. It's a new budget 5x5 with all the updated, new internals and stuff. You don't know. I think this is just released as a black and white plastic version of the stickerless one they have right now. It used to just come in stickerless. I'm not totally sure about that. Qi has the 2 to 5 gift box and a non-cubic gift box. So the non-cubic gift box has a Pyraminx cube, Megaminx, and a Master Morphinx. That's interesting they included a Master Morphinx. I would have liked to see them have another WCA puzzle like a Square 1. But maybe that's just because I don't really like the Master Morphinx. And finally, the Moyu Aoshi GTS M 6x6 is on pre-order. So that was quite a lot of new releases, and it looks pretty. Some of them are pretty cool. Let's see, I don't have any ratings for this week because I was going to have the Wuchuei Mini M, but I want to play with it a little more and see how good it is compared to the regular Wuchuei. I think it's already much better, but I want to play with it a little bit more, and I might do a comparison video on YouTube as well. I need your answers in for question of the month. The question is, what is something that you've misunderstood in your cubing journey? I will be sharing mine in 2 weeks, so I want to hear your answers as well. You can go to the Corner Cutter Podcast /feedback and record an audio message there. Since I don't have any answers yet, that's right, I don't have any answers, which is surprising. If you really don't want to record an audio message, you can just send it in by email, feedback@thecornercutterpodcast.com. So that's all I have for this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had fun recording this one. Episode 50 is coming right up, so I have a few ideas on what I will do. If you have any fun ideas you would like to hear me do, or something that you think I could set up, please let me know. Since I've only been weekly since episode 31 or 32, episode 50 is quite a big number because it was every 2 weeks or so before that. So I've been doing this podcast for about 1.5 years, a little more than 1.5 years. But anyway, shoot me an email, feedback@thecornercutterpodcast.com. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for listening. I appreciate you. And now it's time to take this episode back to the scrambling table, and I'll talk to you guys again next week in episode 49 of the Corner Cutter Podcast.